Hello everyone. I was waiting for some of you to join, but it's already 1:35. So I think I should start it. I hope the slides are visible. So today's class is on trademarks. It's another type of IP rights and probably the most popular one. Today we live in a world of brands. Since you wake up in the morning, you are wrapped up in your whole day. I mean, your whole day is just wrapped up in different types of brands. You can see on this screen, uh, on this top left side, whatever you see, those are the most used brand names in the US. In bottom right, whatever you see is the most used brand names in India. So you can probably identify all of these brands. These are mostly used. I am not sure what other countries, but at least in US, India, and Europe, these things are very popular. Like you can see Google, YouTube, Coca-Cola. It's not only in US, but it's in every country you can see it. So even if you don't see sometime the complete name, for example, the Apple sign you can see over there. Let me show it, although you know this sign you can see it over here. Although the word apple is not written right here, but you can clearly understand that this is from Apple, and you know that it's not selling apple fruit. You know that it's whatever it's selling. So that is the power of brand. That's the power of trademark, that it shows the company reputation and the goodwill of the company, and the customer can trust on the quality of these brands. So these are called trademarks. So moving on, as I was saying that there's uh, trademarks is associated in your everyday life. Since you wake up in the morning, these are on the screen. Whatever you see, these are just an example. You are not supposed to use orbit necessarily. I'm just giving you an example that whenever you wake up in the morning and you use some alarm clock, maybe it's orbit, so that's a trademark. The name orbit is a trademark, and you are brushing your teeth with some toothpaste, Colgate is a trademark. You are bathing with a bar of soap, Lux, trademark. Then with a shampoo, Head and Shoulder, a trademark. Then you are having a breakfast with some cornflakes or something like that. So Britannia bread, Britannia trademark, Kellogg's trademark, Amul is a trademark. Then you are wearing something, doesn't matter what you wear here. I'm just giving you some example like red and tailored suit if you are wearing, probably you are not wearing suit while coming to your college anyway, and you are using a pen in your pocket, the small blah is a trademark, and you are using your emails on your mobile, whatever the name of the mobile is, the company is a trademark. And then if you have a car, that's a trademark, or whatever you have, a bike or anything. So you can understand what are those trademarks are. You can see trademarks almost everywhere. For example, I'm wearing some watch, it's a trademark, whatever it's Titan, it's a trademark. I'm wearing some spec, it's a trademark. The brand name is a trademark. So I'm wearing some Allen Solly dress is a trademark. So wherever you see around you, wherever you are sitting while listening to me, wherever you see around you are wrapped up with trademark. There are so many brands there. This is the Trademarks Act that we will talk about. It came into the picture in India in 1999, as you have already heard from me and my colleague, that whenever you are talking about some IP is a territorial right. So whenever you are registering the right in that country, you get your right is valid in that country only. So all the countries, they will have their separate IP Act. So this is the Act 1999. When we are talking about Trademarks Act 1999, we are talking about India. Okay, and in any kind of act, when you act, it gives you complete scenario of that thing. So there will be section numbers in all the acts. For all the acts, for under section 2, you will get all the definitions that are used in that act. So here in this Trademarks Act 1999, you have this section called 2(1)(a) that defines the word mark. Okay, mark includes a brand, heading, label, name, signature, word, letter, numeral, shape of goods, packaging, or combination of colors, or any combination thereof. So all these things can mean mark under this Trademarks Act 1999. For example, on the screen you can see the Coca-Cola bottle. The shape is a trademark. It's a 3D trademark. It's a good example that I'll give you in your next assessment that is there on 2nd December. Next week, you have your second assessment, and I'm going to give you the question that give me an example of 3D trademark. So you are going to write Coca-Cola bottle, right? If you are listening to me. And if you are sleeping and if you have not joined, you are going to miss the mark. So the name Coca-Cola is a trademark itself, but along with that, the shape of the bottle, even if you peel out the label, the bottle is still a trademark. So that is an example of three-dimensional trademark. Okay. And then on your right, you can see the Nike symbol. Even if the word Nike is not written over there, but just seeing at the logo, you can understand the brand name. Then you can see MACD, that aim and I'm loving it. I'm loving it is the slogan, but that is also protected. Okay. So when MACD is writing I'm loving it, and if tomorrow you are opening some, you're opening maybe some restaurant and you are giving it some name and putting I'm loving it, then probably MACD can sue you, because MACD is I'm loving it is their protected trademark, is a slogan. So they have protected this letter aim along with I'm loving it, that is their trademark. And then yeah, here you can see I have written that shape is a trademark also. And then color, this orange is a color. Well, I mean the color orange is a trademark here. It's probably it's not, it's maybe it's not there in India, but it's there in the US. It's a color trademark. General definition of trademark is that a sign that distinguishes goods or services in a given market. So there can be two kinds of trademarks. One is goods, that are the products in the market. For example, I told you about, whatever I just gave you the example here, right here. Let me show back here. Whatever I showed you the result here, these trademarks here are all products. Those are called goods, right? Goods over here. And then there can be services also. For example, Airtel is not a product, right? It's a service, because there are some telecommunication service. So those kind of things will be protected under the service category. So under trademark, there will be different classification codes. So when you are applying for the trademark, there are 45 total 45 number of codes, and among that up to 135 comes under goods, or 134, and then the rest of the things come under services. So when this Pepsi guy is applying for a trademark, it will come under any of that code. You need to check that code, that classification code from 1 to 35. Some beverages will be there. For BMW, these are all products. So that will come under any of these 1 to 35, those codes. Okay. So what is the rationale for protection? Trademarks protect the rights of producer and of consumers and the public interest by protecting fair practices in the market. So as I told you that if somebody protects the trademark and that has got some specific quality, so you trust that brand. For example, uh, you if you are in India, you are probably buying Tata salt, right? So the Tata name is very known to us. We know, we trust the brand Tata. So if you are going to a shop and there is Tata salt packet is there, and just beside that one packet is there just written salt, SLT, that's it. There's nothing, no brand or nothing. Forget about Tata. Even if it looks like the Tata salt package, but the Tata word is not written, you are not going to buy it, right? You will think something's wrong over there because the word Tata is not there. Why are you thinking it? Because you have the faith in that brand and you trust that brand, and you are not going to buy something else where that brand is not written. So that is the thing that trademark brings. Give me a moment. If you are not able to understand anything, you can uh, drop a question in the chat box. But I believe that trademark is the easiest kind of IP that you can relate quite easily. So anyway, so owners can prevent third parties from using confusingly similar trademarks for similar products or services. So, for example, see over here, Pepsi. So, if you open one, if you start selling your own brand, own company having some beverages that the logo looks just like this red and white and blue, just like this, and you have changed the name somehow, like just inverting P to D, putting it Depsy or things like that, or E, you have changed it to POPSI thing, POPSI. So if you try to protect this, if you file the application in the trademark office in India, they will object it. Why? Because you cannot protect something that is confusingly similar trademark to one similar product or services, because you are using the beverage here again. So people buying it will see the logo and will expect it to be from Pepsi, which is not correct. So you are not supposed to do that. So owners can prevent third parties from using confusingly similar trademarks for similar products or services. Even if you don't go for trademark registration filing, I mean filing the trademark application, anyway will get rejection. Maybe you don't file it, but if you are selling it and if it gets a lot of people are buying it and Pepsi is losing their business, if it happens, so in that case Pepsi can come after you. So owners of the trademark here, Pepsi, they can prevent third parties, which is you here, from using a confusingly similar trademark for the similar product. Okay. Definition by WIPO. WIPO is World Intellectual Property Organization. I guess for every IP classes I have been telling you this. I hope you remember it. So a trademark is a sign capable of distinguishing the goods and services produced or provided by one enterprise from those of another enterprise. Any distinctive word, letter, numeral, drawing, picture, shape, color, logotype, label, sound, scent, or combination used to distinguish goods or services may be considered as trademark. Because please remember, this scent is still not protected in India. I'm not going to give that question. This is just for your information. So what is the criteria for registrability for trademark? If you remember, for every IP, there will be some criteria with what you can register that IP. Okay, for patent. Anybody remembers what used to be or what are the registration criteria for patent? Although the assessment is over last 28th of October, does anybody remember whatever the registration criteria was there for patent? I'm gonna open the chat box and I can see that nobody is typing. How many of you are there? 70. What is happening to other people? Because we are keeping the attendance sheet open so anybody can sign it later on. That's for your benefit we are doing. But if you are learning out of our class, then we are happy. If you are not learning, then it's your losses. Anyway, so without wasting any time, there used to be some criteria called novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability. Those are the patentability criteria. So for trademark, there are some criteria for registrability of trademark also. Those are distinctiveness, then permissible by law, then availability. So it has to be distinctive, it has to be different than whatever is already there in the market, right? Then it has to be permissible by law. It cannot be some misleading character, or it cannot violate public order or morality, whatever the name or logo you are keeping. And then it should be available. So there's something that I would like to share, that the thing availability is very important in case of China. In China, what happens? People already registers so many names, logos of trademarks. They keep on registering it. So whenever if somebody else is trying to put some new name, it has already been registered. Then they have to buy that name. They have to buy that domain or whatever they have made it from somebody else. So that's like a business in China. So this thing, the third thing, that is availability, is also very important criteria. What you can register as a trademark? For example, a product name, Apple's iPod, Apple, the trademark. Service name, Amazon. Amazon is not a product, right? It has got its range of services. So you can register those service name also. Then person's name or surname. If the person is Shah Rukh Khan, then he can register. I'm not going to register my name, or you are not going to do it unless you are really famous like Shah Rukh Khan. So some abbreviation also you can do it. For example, BMW, that doesn't technically mean a word. This is an abbreviation, but you can register also. I mean, it has been registered. Then logo or symbol. For example, the swoosh of Nike, this thing, they have registered it. Then tagline, like I showed you for Mandy, I'm loving it. That is their tagline or slogan. Then for KFC, we have it's finger licking good. These things are called tagline, but those are also registered. So they have been writing the same thing, right? They don't change the way they are writing it, the slogan, they don't change it. So that is their registered trademark. Other options are color mark. For example, Cadbury has their own trademark color. They will have the same color on all of their packets. Cadbury, I'm talking about. Then sound mark, Nokia has their own sound mark. Nokia used to have its own trademark. And then there is something called scent mark also. What you cannot register? So it's very simple. Over here you can see distinctive and etc etc. So just make it negative. So what you cannot register? The something which is non-distinctive, something which is descriptive. This is important. If something is descriptive, for example, if you are keeping a name of a product that describes what the product is about, then that name will not be registered as trademark. It is not supposed to be descriptive. I repeat, it is not supposed to be descriptive. So, for example, you see the Apple's case, Apple is nowhere related to selling the fruit apple, right? It's completely different. It has nothing to do with Apple phone or Apple iPod or whatever they are selling. It has nothing to do with the word Apple, but they kept it. So it's not at all descriptive. If it is descriptive, you are probably not going to get that trademark. If it is causing confusion or deception in the public domain, you're not going to get it. If it is hurting religious sentiments, it's obvious you're not going to get it. If it is obscene or scandalous, all crazy things like this, so you're not going to getting a trademark for that. But this is important. Remember, descriptive, you're not going to get it. What is non-use? There is something called non-use in the field of trademark. If the owner of the mark has not used the mark, so the owner of the trademark has registered the trademark but is not using the trademark for more than 5 years and 3 months, then the trademark can be lost. Then it will come under non-use. Anybody can file it that we can start using this mark because that guy is not using that mark, and that guy is gonna lose in that opposition proceeding in any court because that mark has not been used by the owner for more than 5 years and 3 months. This is important. Another question in your next assessment. Okay, so wake up. This is your exercise. This is your time to type something. Have some hand exercise in your mobile. The word mark pure water for mineral water. Can you register it? So these are 3 questions where I have given you the word and I'm asking you, can you register it? If you file the application, will it be registered as a trademark or will it get opposition? Will they reject it? Will the trademark office reject it? So the first one is pure water for mineral water. Then the word mark 1, 2, 3 for calculator and the word permission for cheese. So, okay, start putting some finger exercise and start typing. Oh yeah, somebody is very fast. Jewel Raj. A no, B no, C yes. Okay, now my question to you is why C is yes? Why do you think C is yes? It's a cheese, yeah. So why it is yes? It's already there. Parmesan cheese is already there. How can you still register it? It's already there. But you cannot register the same name. It's already there. So thank you for answering, Joel. One is no, as interestingly, you are listening. Pure water is describing what is there in that water because it is for mineral water. So pure water is exactly describing what is there inside the bottle. So that is descriptive mark. And as I told that, uh, this, if it is descriptive, so it's not gonna get the trademark registration. So here, pure water is not registrable. Then 1, 2, 3 for calculator. You are describing it somewhat, and then 1, 2, 3 is basic digit. You cannot just protect and give your calculator name 1, 2, 3 because then everybody has to stop using 1, 2, 3. That's not fair. So all these things, these will get some objection from the trademark office and probably none of these will get registered. Probably missed, 99% of chances there that it will not be registered. So since only you answered and nobody else did, so I don't know whether you are not able to understand or you are not able to follow or you are not able to type. But I might give some of this question also in the next assessment next week. Okay, moving on. Distinctive signs. Why we say that sign has to be distinct in nature. For example, Google is a stylized word mark. Okay, so when you see Google on the screen or somewhere, they will write the Google word will be written like this, you know, uh, like blue and then red and then yellow, blue, green, red. E will be like this. That is the way they have protected their mark. It's not that, someday you can put E straight and the Google company can put E straight and they can start using it. It don't happen like that. They have made the mark like that. E will be, slanting. So that is the way they have done it. And that is the color seekers, they have done it for that. So they have registered it like that. These are called stylized word mark. Then this is the example of, I told you, three-dimensional trademark. That is the Coca-Cola bottle. So even if you remove the, the label, but it's still the bottle Coca-Cola. So it has still its trademark registered. Okay. So this is a registered trademark example of three-dimensional. This is an example of three-dimensional registered trademark. These are all uniquely identified. Then color marks, as I was talking about the Cadbury color, the purple color of Cadbury, this color is called purple. So this is the color that you will see all the Cadbury packets, right? Do you ever go to market and see one Cadbury packet that is like orange and written Cadbury over it? No, it doesn't happen like that, because that is their color mark that has been registered as their color trademark. Okay, so this is a color mark. Then post-it note that canary yellow, this color of this, the pages canary yellow, it's called. So that is their color trademark. And then this is Louis Vuitton shoe, the red here, near the heel of the shoe, the bottom of the shoe, that is their color trademark. And then there are some example of sound marks. For example, Nokia, long ago, like some 10 years ago, people used to have Nokia phones. Then there in India, if you are from India, in India, most of the people are using Nokia phones only before the age of smartphone came. So when you turn it on, then these two hands used to come from both sides and they used to hold each other, and there used to one, some tune. So, and it used to be written Nokia connecting people. So that sound, some sound used to come. That sound was their protected trademark, Nokia's protected trademark. And Netflix is very contemporary. When you open, maybe you are watching something on Netflix, that N appears like this, that red Netflix. So even if the word Netflix is not written explicitly over here, but looking at the N only, you can understand it's Netflix. So you can understand, but here I'm talking about the sound mark. Whenever N comes, some sound will be there, right? So that is their sound mark, registered trademark sound mark. Okay. So for example, if you are watching some other video, in between some advertisement came and then they will show the, like, this show is occurring on Netflix. So even if you are not looking at it, you will hear the sound and you will know that they are talking about something that is available there on Netflix. So these are the, uh, what can I say? These are the power of trademarks, that even if you don't see the name, you can identify what brand it is. So that is the power of trademark. Then Airtel is very, our Desi brand. So the Airtel, when it came, uh, there used to be one advertisement in television, that some song, not song, that's a tune that was uh, created by A.R. Rahman. So that tune is protected sound mark, is a trademark of Airtel company. Even if now, I don't remember, but maybe if we are calling some Airtel, they can have this tune as their Airtel ringtone. It used to be like something like that. Okay, so that used to be their, that is not used to be, that is their sound mark. So these are different kinds of marks that you can register in India also, this color mark and sound mark and things like that. But scent mark is still not there in India, but it's there in the US. So this is another exercise that you can see on your left that there is a weighing machine, and just imagine that the bottom of that machine, on four sides of that, there are these green squares, green color squares. So do you think that you can register that color as a trademark? You can get the color trademark? Do you think that? I'm gonna open the chat box again. And let's see whether Jewel Raj is still listening or somebody else is listening. So my question is, just this weighing machine, you can see over there. So if you flip it, there will be some green color squares on its four sides. So do you think you can register it as a color trademark? And another question is, can you get a trademark on the name Madam Gaga for your cosmetics company? I am waiting for your answer. Okay, so Joel Raj thinks yes and yes. Now I need explanation. I need the explanation of yes and yes, and also the yes from Harshita, whichever yes it is, from the top or the bottom. I need the explanation. Why do you think so? Some people are leaving the meeting as I'm asking some question. But if you have answered the question, there's no right or wrong question, and I'm not deducting your marks if you are writing something wrong. So you can just write it and you can explain why do you think you thought it is affiliated. What is that? Okay, Joel Raj is writing. Color can be a trademark. Yes. Madam Gaga is affiliated with a famous person, so it can be a trademark. No. So maybe you got my you got me wrong. But if it is, see, what is my question here? Can you get a trademark on the name Madam Gaga for your cosmetics company? I'm not telling that this is coming from Lady Gaga. I'm not telling that. I'm telling that this is your cosmetics company and you are naming it as Madam Gaga. Is it allowed? As you have already said that Gaga is a famous person, although her name is not Gaga, but we know her as Lady Gaga. Her name is Tiffany, Joan, Angelina, whatever. But here we are talking about your cosmetics company, not her company. And we are saying you are giving the name Madam Gaga. Then if you are doing it, probably people will think that this is coming from Lady Gaga and you creating some confusion in the market. Did you get my point? So probably you are not going to get it. Because Lady Gaga, she's a famous personality, and if you are bringing some cosmetics company or whatever, you are bringing something and you are saying Madam Gaga, then people will probably relate it to Lady Gaga, thinking that this is her brand. She has brought it in the market, and you are going to be responsible for creating the confusion in the market. So this is not fair. This is not a fair competition in the market. So probably you are not going to get it. Jewel Raj, is it clear? And you said color can get trademark. Yes, that is correct. That's why I told you about this Cadbury and other thing. But here is another thing. that probably this is not going to get the trademark. This color mark here, look here. When I told you about this shoe having this red color, at the button of the shoe, this is a heel. This is a shoe that has got a pointed heel. So when the girl is walking over there and you are at the back, you can see the foot, you can see the red color, and you can identify that is coming from which company. That is a different thing. You can see it's not a sneaker. It's not a sneaker that you cannot even see the color. But when you are seeing, let me go to the next one. When you are seeing this, when you have a weighing machine, just think about it. When you have a weighing machine, do you generally go and flip it over? No, you don't do that unless you have to change the battery. You don't flip over the weighing machine. You don't have to see what's there at the bottom of the weighing machine. You will just see whatever the weight is coming over there. So probably this is not useful, putting these four colors at the bottom of the weighing machine, because here there is some use putting the red color over there, because people can see it and people can identify what kind of shoe is that. But here you cannot do that. Nobody will flip the weighing machine. So probably this is also not going to get the trademark. Did you get my point? So all these examples, whatever I'm showing you, this is probably will get the rejection from the trademark office. This is probably not going to get the trademark. Why I'm saying probably? Because I'm not the trademark examiner here, but most likely it is not going to get the trademark. Did you get my point? And Harshita also wrote, yes, I have explained for both of you. Okay, so I hope I can move on. Okay, so term of a trademark. If you remember, the term of patent was 20 years from date of filing, and at the end of 20 years, it ends over there. It cannot be renewed after that. But trademark is different in that way. Trademark, the validity of trademark is 10 years, okay, from the date of filing, 10 years. But if you are there in the market, you can keep on renewing the trademark as long as you are there in the market. Every 10 years, you file the renewal fee, and every 10 years, you will get your renewal, okay? Because it's not patent. A patent, the technology and things like that, it can go obsolete. But for companies, you cannot say that you stop after 10 years, right? For example, Google, you and after 10 years, you say, I'm not gonna extend your trademark registration. Then what is Google gonna do? They're going out of business or what? So you cannot do that with trademark. Trademark, you can renew every 10 years paying the renewal fee, right? So it can be renewed for an unlimited number of times, every time 10 years, 10 years, like that. So this is a big difference between the term of patent and trademark. Then there is something called well-known trademark. Uh, a mark which has become so well known to the substantial segment of the public through its extensive and continuous use. So for example, in India, we have some, well-known trademark. There will be a list also, well-known trademark in the trademark registry. For example, Bisleri, the, mineral water, Bisleri, Toyota, Horlicks, Google. These are well-known trademarks in India. These are just few examples. There are a lot of these examples. These companies have acquired immense brand value, reputation, and goodwill in India through their trademark. Should get the trademarks included in the list of well-known trademarks to safeguard themselves for future infringement and dilution. So these are a few examples of well-known trademark. I can give that also as a question in the assessment. So I've already told you 3 questions. Then, as I told you, 3 trademark classes. So I was confused between 34 and 35. Goods, there can be 1 to 34 classes. For example, class number 25 is for clothing. So if you have on clothing, for example, this one I told you, Allen Solly. So if you see Allen Solly trademark in trademark registry, you will see it has been registered under class 25. Okay, so you have to register under different classes also, like different category of goods. So and class 38 is here for services, is for telecommunications. So if you search the trademark registry of India and search for class 38, you can find Airtel, you know, and maybe BSNL or Geo or things like that. These are telecommunication, class 38. So this is called niche classification. This is not, I'm not saying that this is a very nice classification. The name NIC, it's a place in France, and there the classification was created. So it's called niche agreement under 1957, and the classification is called niche classification. It's not the word, it's the name of the place. And I'm not saying it's a very good classification. This is the name of that classification. Okay. Then there is something called collective mark. For example, if you know the profession called company secretary, you will know that the people who are company secretary in India, they use this mark where in front of their name they can write CS. This mark exactly. They cannot write it in a different way. This mark exactly they will use. These are the logo for the members of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, that is ICSI. So this is the logo of the organization, and these are the logo for members. So if I were a member of this ICSI, I would have kept CS in front of my name. Okay, so people can do that. These things are called collective trademark. Section 21G, for example, on my first or second slide, I showed you what is the definition of mark under Trademark Act 1999. So 21A, that was, this one is section 21G, a trademark distinguishing goods and services of members of an association of person which is the proprietor of the mark from those of others. So this called collective mark. Then there is something called certification mark. Government of India has created some standards for almost every product to protect the economic interest of all citizens. So here you can see some mark. For example, ISI is used for all the electrical product. For example, if you are buying any like any light or any fan or any electrical product, things like that. So you can see this logo on that ISI. Okay. Then if you are buying BIS hallmark, BIS is for ornaments, gold ornaments. You can see this mark on that. This one you can see on that. And then for agricultural product, you can see this mark, Government of India, it will be there on agricultural product, and FPO mark for processed fruit products. For example, fruity, any fruit juice that is processed fruit product. You can see this mark on those, like jam, jelly, those things. Maybe you can see this FPO mark. So these things are called certification mark, because there is some agency that will certify the mark and put the mark on your product, so that the product is of certain quality. The product has got certain quality. So this is called certification mark in India. So that was all about trademark act. And then these are just for your information, what is the international trademark filing statistics. Here you can see in 20, okay, this is an old data, but the trend is the same. Okay, the patent will be just like this much, 3.2 million over here, but trademark is 15.2 million. So there's a hell lot of number of trademark application. Trademark is the mostly used IP in the world, as I told you. So you can see number of patent filed, number of industrial design filed. You have covered industrial design, right? Yeah. And but trademark is a lot of number of trademarks are filed in the world every year. And in China, as I told you, the availability is an issue in China. You can see the number of trademark application being filed in China. If you see it now, I don't know, even if you, maybe you cannot even put it in this, even if it is the graph is like this, you cannot even put it inside that. So it's a large number of trademark application are being filed in China. You can see India is over here. everywhere you can see the increase in number. This arrow is showing the increase in number as compared to last year. But in China, it's a very large number of trademark application as compared to any other country. The source is WIPO database. There is something called unfair competition. For example, companies are usually required by law to behave according to honest practices. Honest practice, right? So it is generally accepted that it is unfair to cause confusion on the market about the origin of a product uh, or to dilute another trademark, another company's reputation. For example, I was telling you that if you are bringing some beverage calling it Popsy, so you are causing confusion in the market. So that will be called as unfair competition. Okay. Then there is something called counterfeiting. Create a confusion. What this counterfeiting does, it creates a confusion between original product and the counterfeited product. Counterfeited product is the fake product. Why people do that? To take over the IP rights and technology, appropriate a brand image, and profit for their investment made by original owners. So here on this page, you can see a lot of counterfeited products. For example, here you can see Abby Bass. It's, if you're in a hurry and if you are not seeing it, I don't know, maybe you can think of it as Adidas and you are going to buy it. I'm not sure, maybe you can do that. And then here you can see it's not Puma, it's Pumo. But they have made this Puma also, and they have put some unicorn, like some horn over there, this Puma, I don't know. So then this is okay. It's not Ole, it's okay. But the shape of the bottle is so similar. So you may get confused and you can buy it. This is not Kit Kat, this is Cat Caught. But have a break, have a Kit Kat over there. But this is such a stupid copy. It says Cat Caught, have a break, have a cat caught. Maybe some people thinking it as Kit Kat, they will buy it, but the quality will not be like that. So these are called counterfeited products. So here on this MAC lipstick, you can see real MAC, you can see how it is written MAC, how it is written, and in the fake product, how we can written, how it is written MAC. It's not very clearly visible, but if you see it closely, if you observe it, maybe you'll be able to understand. Then on your bottom right, you can see Pizza Hut. It's not Pizza Hut, it's hot. And just beside that, a Domino pizza. It's not Domino's pizza, it's a Domino pizza. And they have, the way Domino's pizza keep it tilted, that thing like that, they have also done it. So these are all counterfeiting in the market. Then this is called, I'm just showing you something like how to prosecute trademark application, how if you file the trademark application, how it's gonna go. So any person claiming to be the proprietor of a trademark used or proposed to be used by him who is desirous of registering it shall apply in writing, means, that will be filed in writing. It's not like you can call over there and, hey, you register my trademark. It's not going to happen like that. So you will apply in writing to the registrar in a prescribed manner. That means that they have certain forms for that. So you will file that to the registrar of trademark. When we are filing patent, we call the head of patent office as controller general. We call that controller. When we are filing trademark, we call the head of trademark office as registrar. Don't ask me why it is like that. It's just the way it is. This is the flow chart of trademark prosecution in India. How if you are filing your trademark application, what will happen and things like that. It's like, like in all the IP, it's not much different. You file your application, then somebody can oppose it. Somebody, for example, first of all, the office will examine it. They can accept it right away. They can give you some modification, or they can reject it. So if you have time, you can go through it. Some timelines are also mentioned over here. So you will see it's not much different, but it might be useful for you. What are the steps to register a trademark in India? Select and authorize a trademark agent or attorney to represent you. It's better. Why I'm saying it's not mandatory, but it's better because if you don't know about all the forms and fees and what to do, so better give it to some agent or attorney. That person will take care of all these things. The attorney will conduct a search whether that mark is exactly available in the world or not. So the trademark attorney will draft your trademark application, and if it is the same or similar mark is already there, then you may have to change your mark before you file it. Okay, there is something called merit system. Do you remember when I talked about patent, we told you about PCT system? That is the international filing system. You can go to the PCT application, you can file it in the PCT and select multiple countries and go and file in multiple countries. Means you don't go anywhere. Through one PCT application, we select and tick up multiple countries, and so you can have protection in multiple countries. It will go through that. So this is another identical system for trademark. For patent, we have called what is called PCT. For trademark, we have this called Madrid system. Okay, Madrid system makes it possible to protect a mark in a large number of countries for international registration. As of March 2021, 22 countries are member of Madrid system. These are some trademark infringement cases. For example, on your left, you can see Forever 21, some hoodie, and on your right, the Adidas hoodie. For Adidas, there will be 3 stripes here or on the pant or whatever it is. The 3 stripes will be there for Adidas, right? But Forever 21, what they did, for their pant, they are putting 4 stripes, and for their hoodie, they are putting 2 stripes. So that was a trademark infringement cases filed by Adidas. They said that, Forever 21 is infringing their trademark. People might get confused and think it as from Adidas, and that's not fair. Then there are different advertisements in India for Colgate against Hindustan Unilever. Hindustan Unilever has the toothpaste called Pepsodent. Okay, so this Hindustan Unilever has got a toothpaste called Pepsodent. So on your left, you can see Pepsodent advertisement is basically done by Pepsodent. They are showing that how bad is Colgate toothpaste. You can see same type of t-shirts are being owned by 2 boys, but you can see on your left, this Pepsodent boy is very happy with his toothpaste. He is a paste over there. He doesn't have any problem. But this guy over here using Colgate toothpaste is having some problem. The guy is sad or things like that. So they are what these Colgate people did. They filed on a lawsuit. They filed infringement suit against Hindustan Unilever, who is the owner of this Pepsodent. So they said that they are diluting they are pulling down their reputation in the market, because this Pepsodent, in the advertisement itself, they used to say that better than Colgate strong teeth, delivers 130% germ attack power. So there were some, first of all, interim injunction. Okay, interim injunction means you have to stop that. That was not done by Delhi High Court, but later on it was done. They kept on doing the advertisement. Here also you can see Colgate, the mom is not happy, boy is not happy, and Pepsodent, they are very happy. So things like that, it happens. So later on, the court decided that you cannot make the statement that as compared to Colgate, it is 130% better. You cannot make it. So that was they stopped this Pepsodent. They stopped that advertisement. So these things are there in the market. This is another example of a movie. In that movie, the hero was talking something about Rooh Afza. If you guys know about Rooh Afza, Rooh Afza is a drink, is like a rose flavored drink that you can have in summer. It's very, gives some cooling effect. Some red, the color is also very good, red. So in that movie, it has nothing to do with Rooh Afza, but just, in a funny way, that hero was saying that Rooh Afza bahut bekar hai, means that Rooh Afza is really bad. He was saying like that. So what did this Rooh Afza, this Hamdard National Foundation, they make Rooh Afza. So they filed a case against this Hussein Dalal and others. They are the producer of this movie. So they said that the hero is not supposed to say that. So some people in India, at least, they worship the hero like some god or something like that. So if the hero is saying Rooh Afza is bekar, maybe some people will start thinking, yes, Rooh Afza is really bekar, and they will stop buying it. So the hero is not supposed to say that in that movie itself. So they filed some lawsuit like that. So after that, actually that line was removed from that movie. But some of the records were video version. See here, theater version, as the movie was already been put to release, so it was not available in the theater version. The theater version was still saying "Do Aap Sab Bahut Bekar Hai," but the video version, home video version, they removed that line, whatever hero was saying. So you cannot put the image of a company down, any reputed company's image. You cannot put it down. You do your own branding. There's nothing wrong in that, but there should be fair competition in the market. So that's all from my part today. I'll just see whether there was any chat or something. Somebody is saying yes, ma'am. What are those yes, ma'am? Okay, I'm not sure what are those yes, ma'am. Okay, so uh,
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my slides? Hope you guys are back from break. Can somebody say that whether these slides are visible or not for you? Hello? Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys are back from the break. So today we're going to discuss about geographical indication. So everybody understood trademark? Hope you guys understood the trademark. Now we will discuss about geographical indication. So I will come back to this slide. These are the several GIs that has been registered in India. So it has been segregated based on the states. So you can see from our state, which is Andhra Pradesh. So it is not able to see. So I just wanted to give a brief introduction, like what exactly geographical indication is and how to register geographical indication, and it protects the community right, whom it is going to protect, unlike trademark, and what is the difference between the trademark and geographical indication. And I'm going to cover all these things, and also how this geographical indication is supporting socio-economic welfare of the poorer or middle section of the society. So these things we're going to discuss in this class. So what is geographical indication? Like, it is an indication. It originates from a definite geographical territory. For example, it should be a good and it should originate from the specific territory. It is used to identify agriculture, natural or manufacturing goods. So that good can be agricultural or natural or manufacturing goods. And that good should come from specific geographical territory. And the manufactured goods should be produced or processed or prepared in that territory. For example, if it is a manufactured goods, it should be produced or processed or prepared in that territory. It should have a special quality or reputation or other characters. So what basically it is saying, if any good, for example, to make you understand, I'm taking one example. For example, if you take agriculture good, so Banaganapalli is one of the agriculture good from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So this good, so it basically says that this good originates from a definite geographical territory. For example, from Banaganapalli, and it is having special quality or reputation or characteristics. For example, the taste, and in specific season, the mango comes and the shape and the quality and everything is unique. For example, if you take Banaganapalli, so for those kind of characteristics should be associated with the corresponding good, and the good should be from specific geographical location. Then that is eligible for the geographical indications. So Banaganapalli mango is registered as a GI. That's the reason it is registered as a GI, and the good is here agriculture. So in the same way, natural or manufacturing goods, for example, Tirupati Laddu, so it is a foodstuff that is also has been registered, and handicrafts also. So manufactured goods, under manufactured goods, you can consider handicraft goods also. For example, from our Andhra Pradesh, Kondapalli Bommalu. So this is also one of the GI. So basically, I'm taking one example and how those characters, the special characters that has been associated with the corresponding geographical location. That I mean to say, like, essentially attributable. These characteristics should essentially attributable to the corresponding geographical location. For example, Banaganapalli, it is from Banaganapalli location, which is there in Andhra and Telangana, and the special characteristics of that you can protect through geographical indication, because based on that location, the those characteristics are unique to that. For example, quality and reputation. Banaganapalli, so it is having bit costly, and it is having very good taste. All these characters are associated with that. So if you protect that under GI, what is the advantage? That also we're going to discuss, and how it is going to benefit for the society, especially poor or economically background people, because most of this JS are evolved from those kind of places, and also we can recognize those places and we can uplift their livelihood and their socio-economic status also. So how it will happen by protecting geographical indication, we're going to discuss in the further slide. So why GI should be protected in India? India is a rich storehouse of goods with reputation or quality which can be adduced to their geographical origin or place of manufacture, need to protect in Indian treasures. For example, if you take Araku, so from Araku also, Araku Arabica coffee is there that has been already registered as a GI. So there are in our country like that, so many places that even our state, there are so many places that are there yet to identify some new geographical indications. If we can identify, definitely it will be benefited for the local community of our state or of our country. So the economic potential of these goods is enormous. So if you can protect it, definitely that whatever, because ultimately the consumer will buy those products, and that share ultimately it will benefit to the people who actually manufactured or from the place where actually the good has been originated. So definitely it will be economically, socially and economically it will be helpful for the local community if you can register the GI to prevent GI goods becoming generic. And also if you don't register for GI, it will become a generic. And as a consumer, ultimately, if it is really for example, if you take some product, something like Kondapalli Pomalu, and if some other guy, some corporate guy, see, basically trademark is associated with corporates. Some corporate guy has come up with similar product showing that this is the Kondapalli Bommalu, and as a consumer, so ultimately I'm going to buy a Kondapalli Bommalu, and as a consumer I really don't know that it is really that has been originated from that place or not. So this is really a Kondapalli Bomalu or not. So that's the reason. If you can protect it through GI, so there is a GI symbol on that. Based on the GI symbol, as a consumer, I can identify that, oh, this is from the specific origin. And if I can buy, I will get the good quality of GI. And also, if I can spend money on this, this will be benefited to the local community where this product has been originated or produced. And also, we can prevent GI goods becoming generic. If you don't prevent, everybody says that, you know, this product is has been, this mango has been originated from, for example, like Kondapalli Bomala has come from, though they manufacture similar goods, and they show that this is also a Kondapalli Bomala. As a consumer, you cannot recognize it is a real one or it is a fake one. Need for a rule-based system that is open, fair, and provides for an enforcement mechanism. So if you can register, so definitely those rights can be protected. If somebody can copy similar version of that good, and if you can show that, yeah, this is the real version of this Kondapalli Bommalu or whatever may be, then those things, if you are registered and if you are authorized user, then definitely you can sue that guy. Enforcement is possible. Enforcement means in the court you can sue the people who are, especially guy will exploit by bringing the similar goods. In that way, the real benefits won't go to the local communities. So to stop that, we have come up with one property that is called geographical indication. If you can register that, you can also, if somebody violates, if some corporate guy mimics your good, actually, which is produced from local community, you can take action by enforcing, because your GI has been registered. GI is a community right. It's not specific to some. For example, uh, we are Arabica coffee, Arabica coffee. So that has been already registered. So if you have that coffee, the money you're gonna spend for that, that will directly contribute to the local community who actually growing Arabica coffee. So how you gonna identify? By seeing the GI tag. The person who is selling, or on the cover of the this Arabica coffee, you can find out the GI tag. So based on that, you can recognize, oh, this has been really originated from that place. And if I can buy, I will get that kind of quality and taste as a consumer. And also from another benefit is, like, you know, the person who actually grow from Maraku place, okay, those people really get the benefit, because you're going to spend the money for that. And if you can get that quality, you're going to spend extra money as well. So definitely that will helpful for the people who actually develop that. And examples of possible Indian geographical indications are, you can see here, the real name that has been registered is Araku Valley Arabica coffee. That is the actual name. So by mistake, I have mentioned here. Where is that? That Araku Coffee Arabica, actual name is, registered name is Araku Valley Arabica Coffee. See, basmati rice and Tirupati Laddu. This Araku Valley Arabica coffee, which is from our state, and Tirupati Laddu also of our state. And Darjeeling tea, this is from West Bengal. Kanchipuram silk saree, this might be from Tamil Nadu. And Nagapur orange, Maharashtra. And Kolhapuri chappal, Bikaner Bujji, Agra Peta. So these are several kinds of geographical indication. Even for coming to our state, you can see Banaganapalli, that also has been registered as a GI, and Guntur Sanam chilli, that is agriculture good, that also has been registered as our GI. These are specific to our state, Andhra Pradesh. And GI registry. You know that there are 4 patent offices in India, like Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, and Kolkata. So the head office and for geographical indication is there in Chennai. So GI registry. So GI office is there to register your geographical indication anywhere else in India, that is there in Chennai. So the geographical indication registry is located at Chennai. This act is administered by the Registrar of Geographical Indication, that is Control General of Patents and Design. So also called CGPID. DTM. So that is the office. The registration and administration have been envisaged to be discharged by the Geographical Indication Registry under the Geographical Indication of Goods Register and Protection. This is the act which is enacted in 99 and enforced in the same year. What is the benefit of registration of geographical indication? That is what I discussed. It will benefit the local community if you can register your GI. It confers the legal protection to geographical indication in India. Because it is having legal protection. If somebody, some counterfeit products, somebody has come up with, some corporate guy can come up saying that, you know, this is the Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So he may come up with similar product and he may say that this is the Araku Valley Arabica coffee. And since there is no GI, imagine if there is no GI, that indication is not there, that symbol is not there, then as a consumer, you really don't know that it is from that actual place or not. So it prevents unauthorized use of registered geographical indication by others. So like some corporate guy, as I discussed. And also it provides legal protection to Indian geographical indication, which in turn boosts export. You can take legal action if somebody is mimicking or somebody is counterfeiting, like bringing the similar products, like what geographical indication goods are looking like. That you can registered user can take action on them, saying that these are the counterfeit products, and he can get the legal remedies like both civil and criminal. And also it promotes economic prosperity of producers of goods produced in a geographical territory. As I said earlier, if you can protect it, definitely it can benefit the local community, and their socio-economic status also will be improved. Why GI registration? So GI registration provides the registered proprietor and authorized user the exclusive right to protect the registered GI on the specific goods. So who is the registered proprietor? The person. Actually, I need to define what is, who is exactly the producer. For example, we are saying Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So this might be from some specific place in Araku. So there we need to identify the actual producers of this coffee, and some association has to form, and the person who represents that association, that guy has to register. That guy has to first file application in GI registry, which is there in Chennai. So identifying who exactly is the producer and forming the association also a crucial one, because the actual community you gonna represent, that you have to represent in a proper way. What exactly the community, who exactly the people who really producing this Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So for example, I am saying, so this is called, if you can register, if you registered proprietor and authorized user. Authorized user means the corresponding producer, the exclusive right. So if you can register, you will get the exclusive right to product the registered GI on the specified goods. So monopolization of the market enables the producers to control price, that is, can charge premium prices, thereby enhancing profits. So if you can protect GI, so definitely you can claim the monopoly. Monopoly means you are the only person can use that GI tag on specific Araku Valley Arabica coffee. I'm taking the example of, because we are from Vizag, I'm always referring the GI that has been registered nearby this place, which is Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So it has been revealed that 80% consumers are prepared to pay 20 to 30% higher price for goods they believe are having better qualities over other goods. If I come to know that this product is really a GI and it has come from there, and I can verify the GI symbol or indication on that package. So definitely, you know, so many customers are ready to pay 20 or 30% higher than the normal price. So this has been studied. This study has been taken, and it has been revealed that so many people are ready to pay higher if they can get that kind of quality. So GI and rural economy. GIS are mostly from villages or small towns. For example, in our case also, Araku is from and Banaganapalli and so many. They are from villages or small towns. Higher income for the producers from this region have the potential to transform the rural economy for the better. If they form the association, the local community can form the association and they can register their GI. So definitely it will help them because they will get a higher income. For the producers from those regions have the potential to transform the rural economy. In that way, our economy also will be improved. And a sued market attracts investment. For example, if you can register, obviously, the market also will get so many consumers, you will get it, and also the investments also in that area will improve. So ultimately, the local community who actually come up with geographical indication, so they will get the benefit. In that way, our rural economy also will be improved, and which will be add to our GDP, and which is a welfare, which will add our uh, which will contribute to the welfare of the society. So GIs and industry. Many registered and potential GIs of India are in the micro and SME sector. So because all what is the SME, small medium enterprises and micro. So most of the many registered potential GIs are actually they are very small. So they are from rural areas. And GI protection enables them to develop their market and increase return. If you can protect, definitely it will develop their market and increase the returns, as it happened for Araku Valley Arabica coffee. Uh, so GIs and tourism, even tourism also will get developed if you can protect your GI. So many potential GIs are there still in our state in Andhra Pradesh. So if you can identify uh, and if you can represent them, and definitely it will helpful for them. It will definitely helpful in the socio-economic development of their lives. So GIs are unique products coming from demarcated areas. Cultivation or manufacturing process itself can attract tourists, and handicrafts and handlooms with special characteristics are always attractive to tourists. So this is what the advantage. Okay, GI not only protect the local communities and improve their lives, it will attract tourism as well. So these are the points why we need to protect the GI, or we need to identify the corresponding GIs and to be registered. GI is a community right. It's not individual rights. So for whatever the intellectual properties you have learned, even trademark also. Trademark is related to enterprise, any company or any firm. So trademarks are something like Sony or Samsung. All these companies are enterprises because they are protecting their uh, goodwill and reputation and brand value by registering their mark. So that is called trademark. So in that way, by seeing that product, you will get that, oh, this is a very good product. It is having good reputation. It is a good brand, and it is there in the market also. They are having goodwill. So definitely you go with products like if you want to buy some TV, definitely go for Samsung, LG or Sony. By seeing the brand, you think that they are having the good value. So these are all from enterprise. Trademark is related to this enterprise or individual. But coming to the GI, GI is a community right. So it basically protects the community, local community of a specific state or specific region or specific place. So it will benefit the local community. So unlike other IPs, all other IPs are like individual or some enterprise or something. If you take the patent also, any company can file or any individual can file a patent, and copyright and trademark and all other semiconductor integrated circuit layout. They all are like individual or this is the only one which is a community right. And statement of objects and reasons. So the exclusion of unauthorized person from misusing geographical indication would serve to protect consumers from deception. For example, as I said earlier, I am a consumer, and if some counterfeit products are there, like similar products like the GI, if those products are there, and if there is no way that I can identify whether it is really originated from from the local place, or it is some corporate guy. So I really don't know. If you have geographical indication that is protected, definitely you can, as a consumer, you will be protected. So consumers will be protected from the deception, and as well as unauthorized person from misusing geographical. It's not only some enterprises are misusing. For example, some unauthorized users saying that they come up with a similar products, and they show that this is the Kondapalli Bomalu. So in that way, the real benefits, the real reaps are not really going to the local community. So all these things you can put full stop. And if you can protect, definitely the economic prosperity of the producers of such goods, and also it promote goods bearing Indian geographical indication in the export. So these are the objects and reason behind protecting geographical indication. So what is to be done if you want to protect local communities and get their geographical indication to be registered? Identify all the potential GIs in the country or in your state. Prepare detailed documentation on each of them. Organize the producers. Somebody can take research and can identify also. So take measures for protecting the quality. Apply to register the potential ones. Here, register it is in Chennai office. Okay. So goods which can be registered. So what are the goods that can be registered? Potentially it can be registered for the registered as a geographical indication. These are the agricultural, natural or manufactured goods, or any goods of handicrafts or of industry, and include foodstuffs. Foodstuffs are something like Bandar Laddu, that is also registered geographical indication, and I told like Tirupati Laddu and Athrayapuram Puttarekalu. So these are all foodstuffs which is originated from our state, which has been registered as a GA. And agricultural goods, I already discussed about the Banaganapalli and Alfonso mango. And manufactured goods or handicrafts, I also discussed about um, handicraft goods. So this has been defined in Section 2(1) of GI Act 99. So definition, as I discussed earlier, an indication which identified goods as agriculture, natural, or manufactured. So what is eligible for the registration? It can be good which can belongs to agriculture or natural or manufactured. That means manufactured means it's something like any handicraft one, and or any food stuff. Agriculture, I already told. Territory of a country or a region or locality. So it is of territory of country or region or locality where a given quality or reputation or other characteristics of such goods is essentially attributed to its geographical origin. So special characters or reputation, the goods are, for example, if you take Tirupati Laddu, it is having special characteristics, it is a different taste and different reputation it is having, different quality it is having when compared to normal laddu, and other characters. If any other characters, people say that whatever the laddu that is prepared, some of the laddus first they will offer to the god, and with that laddu they mix other laddus and uh, give it to us, to the devotees. So in that way, those special characters are attributable to its geographical origin. Those goods are eligible. So what can be eligible for as a geographical indication? So this is very important. Uh, so either it can be agricultural or natural or manufactured goods. This GI definition is given in Section 2(I)(e) of Geographical Indication Act 99. Who can apply? An application for the registration as an authorized user of the registered geographical indication shall be made by a producer. So we need to define who is the producer. For example, if you take a coffee, Araku Valley Arabica coffee, so we need to identify who exactly is the producer. So he is the authorized user. If you don't do that job correctly, so uh, the corresponding producers, the actual producers are not going to get the benefit. So the main thing we need to identify is who exactly are the producers, and those producers has to form the association. So and jointly by the registered proprietor of the said GI producer means, so what is producer here means any person who produce the goods in case agriculture goods. For example, uh, Araku Valley, Arabica coffee, that is agriculture goods. Any person who produce the goods in case agriculture goods and includes the person who process or packaging, not only producing the goods, and the people who are processing and who are packaging, they also come under producer. So identifying a producer is very important. So for agriculture goods, not only producing the agriculture goods, the person who are packaging and processing, they also come as a producers in case of agriculture goods. But in other cases, like natural goods or manufacture or handicraft goods, any person who exploit the goods in case of natural goods, who exploit the goods, and any person who makes or manufacture the handicrafts or industrial goods, and any person who trades or deals in such production, exploitation, making or manufacturing of the goods. So these people only eligible for the producer. You can note here for agriculture goods, even packaging also allowed. But when it comes to natural goods or manufacturing goods, only the packaging is not allowed. They are not called producers who can exploit or who can makes this manufacturing or manufacturing the handicrafts. Those people only eligible for the producer. So defining the producer is very important. Based on that, they will form the association. That association, the one person will represent that association. That guy will file a application in GI registry, which is there in Chennai. So if they don't have any objection, your GA will be registered. So I will cover how to file it and what are the steps that are involved in GI registration process in further slides. How to apply also. Application for registration of GI authorized user should be in the, I just discussed who is the authorized user, who is exactly the producer, should be in the prescribed form. This is the form, and you just I am telling you just to remember the flow only process. You no need to remember all the application number or forms. Accompanied by the prescribed fees for filing a GI authorized user application, 500 rupees. Whoever is representing that association, that guy can fill the form and file in Chennai office, GI registry office, and 500 rupees. Statement of case accompanied with affidavit. These are the documents that you need to attach, and how to pay and all that is there in the portal. And after you pay the fee, allotment of application number and issuing a formality check report and all these things. And if any rejection comes, because once you register, once you file application, and immediately it will made available to the public, and public can give the opposition. Like if anybody want to oppose, that it might not be a person who is really representing the producers of that area, or some any other reason, somebody can object. That's the reason the moment you register, uh, apply for the moment you file for the geographical indication, and this opposition process, they will make it available to the public so that somebody can oppose. There is a limited time period. In that time, if anybody want to oppose, they can oppose. If there is no opposition, then you will get the registration and corresponding renew. Every 10 years you have to renew. Once your GI is registered by paying the fee, so it is valid for 10 years, and provide, and for further renewal you have to do. For every 10 years you have to renew it. And benefits of GI authorized user registration. And for example, if one GI is already registered, and if you feel you are an authorized user and your name has not been included, still you can file application by using GI authorized user registration. Provides the authorized user the exclusive right to use the registered GI on the specified goods. You can apply for authorized user, saying that I am also from the producer. The authorized user can initiate infringement actions. Whoever is already registered, they can take infringement action. I told like both civil and criminal remedies are available for them. With the protection issued by GI registration, the market is developed. Pirates and counterfeits cannot enter the market. So if you can register, definitely counterfeits like similar like GA products, and saying that these are also from that originated from that place, and this is also having those characteristics or quality or reputation. They may say like that. So you can stop all those things if you can register a GI and put that. Who can put that GI indication? So the people who are the authorized users. That means authorized users means I already explained who is the authorized user. Those people can put that so that the consumer, you won't get the confusion. He can easily identify whether it is a counterfeit product or it is a pirate or it is the original product which has been originated from that local community. So consumers are guaranteed of the genuineness of the product and of quality assurance, and promotes a brand building. If you can protect your GI, so definitely it promotes the brand building. So something like Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So everybody want to uh, taste the real Araku coffee. So they have to see that uh, the coffee is from the coffee packet is having that GI symbol or not. Then only it has come from that specific place. So this is the process. This is the flow diagram. Filing an application, and it will go for the examination. If any objections are there from the controller side, so who can file? Only authorized user. That means corresponding producer. I already defined. I already explained who is the producer. Producer of which goods? Manufacturing goods and natural goods, food stuff, and manufacturing goods. So these are the natural goods. So filing an application, so examination, objections. If anybody want to give objection, they can object it, and opportunity for hearing. So controller will call whoever want to oppose, and controller will give the opportunity for both the parties. I mean, one party is from community side, the person who is representing the community, who is the authorized user, and the person who is opposing. The both uh, can be discussed, and both uh, if the issue is not favoring uh, towards community holder, then the application will be refused. Otherwise, the application will be accepted. And once it is accepted, it is advertised in the GA General, and anybody want to oppose also, they can oppose. So the first objection is from GA registry. The second objection is from any general public. General public can oppose, like if they have any objections with respect to the GA before they are issuing the GA certificate, they will make it available to the public so that public can oppose. So that registrar will consider that grounds, based on the grounds he will accept or he will reject. If he accept, he will issue the registration certificate issued for the specific geographical indication, and that will be added in the registry. So normally the local communities actually they are facing challenges. So because indigenous community often encounter challenges in documenting and commercializing their traditional knowledge. They also face the risk of biopiracy and exploitation of external entities. So for that reason, we need to protect GI so that we have the enforcement mechanism will be available, both civil and criminal, and they can take an action. And safeguarding intellectual property rights? Yes, intellectual property rights play a crucial role in protecting the commercial value of traditional knowledge. So they enable communities, because why I'm saying traditional knowledge, this is also like, it's a community, right? They enable communities to have a legal recourse against unauthorized use and appropriate of their knowledge. So they can take a legal action if they can register their geographical indication, their goods. Global recognition of Indian products. If you can protect your GI, and now if you take Darjeeling tea, even in abroad, people are really crazy about having Darjeeling tea because that is the first GI that has been registered in India. So the reputation went to even other countries as well. So if you can protect So it will happen even for our GIs also. If we can protect, definitely the reputation of the brand will go across the boundaries. So Indian products with GI tags have gained international recognition for their unique qualities and cultural significance. They have carved a niche in global markets, contributing to India's reputation as a hub of traditional knowledge and craftsmen. You know, right? India is the hub of traditional knowledge. So if you can protect the goods that has been uh, come from our traditional knowledge and craftsmanships, for example, like handicrafts, definitely our reputation will flourish across the boundaries. And also in the last class, you guys are discussing about trademark, and um, now I discussed about geographical indication. So basically, you need to know the difference between what is trademark and what is geographical indication. Trademark is basically for individual or for any enterprise to protect their goodwill or reputation or branding. So basically, the trademark looks like it is like a symbol, name, or identity used to distinguish one entity's goods or services from another. Like if Samsung mark and Sony trademark, okay, it should be able to differentiate. It should not confuse the consumer that both are from different marks. In that way, so basically the trademark should have distinguish. I mean, it should be able to distinguish. So the distinctiveness should be there, and the symbol and all how it used to be, that has been defined in the trademark. And trademark is basically for the enterprise or individual. But coming to the GI, it is a collective protection for a group of producers from a specific geographical region, indicating the origin of the product. So if you see any GA indication, for example, in our example, Araku Valley Arabica coffee, actually it actually originated from the place uh, where the coffee has grown, for example, in Araku. So by seeing that symbol, as a consumer, we will come to know that this has originated specifically from that place, specific place where the GI is, and also it is having associating essentially attributable characters that has been associated with from that specific geographic location, the quality and reputation and other characteristics. You can get it as a consumer. You can feel that definitely I got an authentic product by seeing the GI symbol, and I can feel that I am having the genuine product, which is having the real quality and corresponding reputation and other characteristics as well. So GI protects that one, but trademark protects enterprise or individual's goodwill, reputation, and branding. And coming to the registration can be registered by an individual or a company. Company means any enterprise or any firm or any something like that. And GI typically registered collectively for a specific geographical area and used by any producer within that territory. The person see, the producer can be any association of persons or association of producers or uh, uh, any association which is recognized by the law or under the law. So these are all association. This association can be represented by person. That person has to file and get the geographical indication. So basically, typically it is registered collectively for a specific geography. For that group of association who are the real authorized user, who are the real producers of that geographical indication. So that's the reason it is a community right. It is not related to a single person. It is not your or somebody's right. It is a community right. And coming to the usage for a trademarks, exclusive right for the registered owner. You will get an exclusive right for the registered owner. The owner is individual. Individual will get the exclusive right. If the owner is some enterprise like company, so they will get the, for example, Samsung or Sony. So those people will get the exclusive right. If you start using those trademarks for other products, they will sue you in the court of law. So coming to the geographical indication, it is shared among all producers within the designated geographical area. In our example case, Araku, some specific community who actually grows this Araku Valley Arabica coffee. So those community only, it will they are the authorized user. They can use that right. if somebody else using the similar geographical indication symbol, so those community authorized users, they can sue them. So coming to the form, coming to the trademarks form is can include letters, words. So trademark can be, you can write, Sony, SONY, can include letters, words, digits, symbols, gadgets, sounds, or smells. But coming to the GI, it's limited to names or symbols associated with a specific location. And coming to the scope, applies to both goods and services. Note here for trademark, it can be applied for even services as well. And but coming to geographical indication, primarily applicable to the goods unique to a specific geographical region. So goods are here something like manufactured goods, natural goods, or handicrafts, something like it. Only these kind of goods only this geographical indication will be given, or not for any services, unlike trademark. And uniqueness can come when it comes to trademark. So it determined by human ingenuity and intellect, can be suggestive, descriptive, or arbitrary. So your mark should be unique. That is what they are saying. So it should differentiate other enterprise or individual. Such a kind of mark you have to come up, then only it will be registered. But coming to the geographical indication, identify based on the factors like geography, human labor, and the environment of specific place. Based on that, the symbol will be decided. And coming to the ownership, individual right enjoyed by one person or company. This is a trademark is related to if you file, so that is related to that person, or if the company files, those rights is specific to the individual. Individual can be a company or person. But coming to the geographical indication, community right enjoyed by the community or association of producers. Legislation, this is the Trademark Act 1999, and this is a GI, Geographical Indication of Goods, Registration and Protection Act 1999. So these are the basic differences of trademark and geographical indication. And I have covered what are the differences and what exactly it protects the in the case of geographical indication, and in fact in the case of trademark as well, and how it will more helpful for the local communities of our country, especially for villages and small towns, and how it will develop or improve the lives, especially with respect to the social and economic, and all we have discussed, and what is the process for registering the GI, and if you register the GI, what are the advantages and how it will uh, improve the lives of the local communities or marginal sections of the society or poor communities of the society. So what is the process? If you can identify the potential GIs of a community in your village or town, so definitely that information, if you can give it to them, they also can form the association, and they also can register their GI in a GI registry, which is in Chennai. So in that way, they also can protect their local products, goods. So and it will definitely helpful for their upliftment. So you also can do that. You can also can give the idea, as it is a community right. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. Thank you.